use this big boat as the wind direction. Now, just like I said, we're going to imagine that this is constantly shifting, right? And we're trying to come in and put the shields in the slip right here. So rule number one for shield sailing is, when you sail with me, sail the shields, I'll give you twice as many points for doing a good abort as I will for any kind of good wind. So you'll win my praise and you'll win confidence by saying, you know what, it's just a good, go around again. And we noticed, okay, well, this wind is coming more from the right, really, than it is from the left. So I'm going to say that starboard tack is lifted. So a lift is a gift, a header is deader. Remember that. Lift is a gift. Why do we call it a gift? Well, when I was sailing before, let's make it even more pronounced. I'm going to make it all the way over there. Before, I couldn't sail straight in the slip, right? But because the wind's so far right, I'm almost close hauled now. I'm straight into the slip. So that's going to be a gift to me, because every time that wind oscillates, if I'm coming in like this, it's like, oh wow, I couldn't sail toward the slip, but every time it does that, I can go closer and closer to where I want to go, which is upwind. So here's what an abort looks like. You come in on main and jib, because we need to use the main to backward. At the moment you decide that you're going to abort, you need to drop the mainsail. Why? What's the first thing? You come in that one circle, for whatever reason, somebody's backing out or whatever, you need to abort. What happens when I turn my boat perpendicular to the slip in our normal wind direction? It's not going to turn as much as I want and as quickly, right? Because the mainsail is going to power up, right? And no matter how far I push it out, it's just going to keep accelerating, and we know the boat's going to want to go upwind. So if the mainsail's up, I have very little chance of missing these propellers or whatever, because the boat's going to power as I turn. I'm getting closer and closer to the dock. At the same time I'm trying to turn. I'm accelerating as I'm trying to turn. It's not a good situation. So we teach you to do this. Do you have to do it every time? No. By the time of the end of this class, I'm going to only let students graduate that are completely confident in making the right choice. Not just everything I taught you. Don't always do it Charlie's way. You're going to have enough in your quiver that you're going to have multiple choices. You will have thought it about ahead of time. Say, okay, well, I can abort, I can drop the mainsail, but maybe I don't need to do that because of this and this. But this is the proper way to do it as a fail-safe. This is the way to do it when you just don't have time to think about it, right? So when you come in, you always want the main halyard flaked out on deck, ready to go up the mast. So it's going to look something like this. As you coil it, see it comes from, the line goes on top of it, so it's going to be hanging here. You're going to take it and put it down on deck so that it can uncoil quickly. And it's also important to keep this stuff washed off with salt water so it doesn't kink, right? So this is something else we should probably rinse, right, at the end of the day. So you would have this would be wrapped around here, and instead of cleated off with a half hitch, when you come into the dock, you want to remove that last one and then just put a round turn on it. That way, if you need to bring it down, it's just 1, 2, 3, and it's off. If you're sitting there fuddling around with a half hitch, you can make an extra second or two. That's time you need. So we're talking about getting this sail down in less than 5 seconds. That's what we need to be able to do. All right, I'm just going to give you a very small push here, and we'll get going. Stand by on the jib.
You on the jib?
You're on the jib.
Just trim it on the starboard side, David. Nice, easy trim. Right there, that's good. Hold that. You see what I mean? She's going to try and turn and go right back where we started. So we want to try and get this jib pulling as quickly as we can to get us out of here. She's going to want to go right back to the All right. So here's the deal for docking. Our normal rule is that once we get into the channel here up by the Alamados Bay Yacht Club, social talking is over, tweeting and phones is over, and we concentrate only on docking. The skipper who has signed the boat out for that trip is responsible for docking, whether they're at the helm or not, but we recommend that the skipper do take the helm, because it's the one place where you can really get at everything and change the direction of the boat quickly without having to give them right?
Yeah.
So let's head right for the edge of the dock there. Brian, would you go ahead and stand on the foredeck, please, with the painter in hand there? Use that to support yourself, and stand right out at the bow. Hold that rope that's at your feet there in your hand. Put lots of slack so you can jump onto the dock when you need to. Alright, so I'm going to stand up here for the line.
I think we're are we going to put a break before we get there?
So we're going to say we're going to make it. I'm going to make that call for you, okay? So we're saying we're safe to go in here because we can speed up if we had to, and we can certainly slow down. So Elan and I are going to push on this a little bit.
That's some brakes.
And stop. See how the boat turned downwind?
Yeah.
So you're doing exactly the right thing. And remember, when it's far over, you're slowing us down too. It's good. If we need to bring the bow up, we can use a little bit of a pull on the main to do it. We've got perfect speed here. Go ahead and point the boat in. I know we're supposed to be stopped at the end, but we're just going to hedge our bets here a little bit. Okay, just get us straight in. And pull the tiller back the other way. Yeah, put it back the other way. This is going to end up being a perfect dock. Go ahead and step off when you can safely do so.
How far are we?
He's off.
You're there.
Good job.
That is what we call a perfect dock.
Yeah.
All right.
Drop the main.
Yep, go ahead and drop.
Okay. Drop your main. Just let her down.
Start going forward there. Run, go ahead and pull.
Good. You're down.